segue into it again.
So, did you guys feel the director, Rian Johnson, kind of...
I wasn't edited in at all.
That wasn't like, I've just looked at that.
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars.
Hi guys, welcome to our Last Jedi spoiler review and discussion.
This is a Talk Nerdy to Me spoiler review and discussion with me, JB.
I'm Chris.
I'm Gaz.
And it's a very special edition because we have the Holy Trinity. You don't often see all three of us together, but what better film for us all to come together and talk about? So, as we've already said twice now, and I'm trying to really hone it in, it's going to be a spoiler discussion. It's the third time I've said it now. Spoilers.
Last warning.
You cannot talk about this film without talking about spoilers.
No, it's impossible. In fact, we haven't talked about this film together at all since we left the cinema. So,
to give you some background, Chris is like the biggest Star Wars fan out of the three of us.
The critic, the fan, and then the middle ground.
Middle ground nerd.
And we're coming at it slightly different as well because obviously I didn't rate Force Awakens as highly as both of you.
Oh God, yeah.
I loved it.
I thought it was a good film, but I just wasn't blown away. So there's that as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. I totally forgot about that.
So, with The Last Jedi, right, I've seen it twice now,
Mhm.
and I still don't know what to think of it.
Really?
Like, literally, like...
That surprises me, man.
It's
So you're not sure?
It's confused the fuck out of me. I really don't know how to review it, honestly.
Wow.
What do you guys think?
I really liked this
Really?
one. I really liked it. I think obviously, like, I loved the original trilogies to absolute, like, death. And, like, obviously my criticism has always been that nothing's got near it. This one is the closest.
Wow.
I even think it's on a par with Jedi.
Holy shit, that surprised me.
I honestly loved it.
I didn't feel any
it was like
excitement
really
from it.
original.
Wow. So go on, Joe, what did you think?
I really liked it as well.
Really?
My biggest criticism was it was just too long. That was
Really?
all. I really liked it, but I just thought it was too long, and we'll get into that more when we talk about bad points and good points. I am shocked at you being so divided.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause, you know, anyone that knows me knows I'm a massive Star Wars fan, and I found myself a bit underwhelmed by it. I was quite disappointed with the revelation of Rey's parents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look, I really enjoyed it. There were some moments that I was just like...
Well, can we talk about those moments first?
Yeah.
So,
I've got a lot to say about it.
What you've just said about... Yeah, I was just like...
Yeah.
Really?
After all
that's
this,
what we're
but
going
do you not
with
feel
it.
that they were trying to get round the whole... They were retconning themselves.
I know,
So they set up, like, who are Rey's parents? Who is Snoke? Who is this?
Which they didn't answer.
And what will Luke do? And a lot of people are just going, why can't Rey just be... We don't want Rey to be a Skywalker. We don't want Snoke to be anyone. Can he just be Snoke? So they've gone, okay. And you've got what you've wanted.
I don't necessarily agree.
I wanted it to be a Kenobi.
I kind of wanted it to be someone, but not necessarily the obvious someone. I thought it was going to like play on something somewhere, that it was someone who'd once been mentioned. Like even if it was like a distant relative of Qui-Gon Jinn, or you know, you get what I mean.
But it is mad that if she's from no one and she's that powerful.
Yeah, but that's what I just don't. I don't almost buy that.
The biggest. I was having fun up until. Rey started talking to Kylo Ren in the Force.
Yeah, that.
Like,
I love that.
And then when she sensed Kylo Ren and he sensed her, I was like, oh, okay, this is what they're doing. And then they started having a full blown conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I'm out. I don't. You know, no one's done that before. Like, all right, it was later revealed that Snoke was doing that, but you know. People have sensed each other using the Force before, like Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
But no one's ever had a full-blown conversation before.
Yeah.
And that I wasn't...
But Snoke was really powerful, so he would just connect them. Even Kylo was like, this is really weird.
This brings up one of my biggest pet peeves of the film.
Go on.
Snoke is meant to be so powerful.
Yeah.
And yet was killed so easily.
Yeah, but
no, I
Kylo tricked him. That I quite like that part because it was quite clever on Kylo's part, because when Snoke was saying, "Yes, I've seen his mind. He's now resolved.
He's gonna kill the one he hates.
He's gonna
turn the lightsaber
the lightsaber, and Kylo made him think that he was going to kill Rey, obviously, but he was doing it to him. But
what did you think about Leia surviving?
Right. Hated that.
That was weird.
That was my least favourite moment.
When she got, the bridge got blown up and she flew out, I was like, oh, well, that was quite brief.
Yeah, I thought that. I thought, okay. What? Have I just... What?
They've just killed her off like
that. That's it.
Yeah.
It just moved on.
Yeah, it moved on. And then she did a Superman. And just like went... And I was like, oh, hang on. She's never used the Force before in any of the films, and suddenly she's Superman.
She has used the Force before. She's sensed when people are about.
Yeah, but
she
sensing and flying in
Jedi.
space is two different things entirely.
Really didn't like that bit.
No, I didn't.
And she wasn't flying in space. There's no gravity in space. She was just pulling herself towards the ship. She's not flying, is she?
I didn't like it.
I didn't really like that.
I think it was shot poorly. I think they should have had her go out and then show like them running towards the door, like Poe like banging on it, and then all of a sudden her hand appears Titanic style, and she somehow made it back, and you've just got to leave it to the imagination how she did that. I think it was weird to showing her, because you saw flight, but it isn't flight.
That's the best thing about the film. That's why I really enjoyed it. So as much as we're going on about some of the bits we didn't like and some of the more cringy aspects of it, like Leia suddenly flying through space, the thing that made it a really good Star Wars film for me was the fact that it kept you guessing a little bit.
Yeah.
And there was stuff in it that you thought, oh, I don't actually know which way they're going to take this, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, so
you didn't like Kylo not actually, Luke not actually being there.
Yeah, I hated that. I really did, because it was, first of all, it was quite a lackluster lightsaber fight anyway. Which, by the way, that was another gripe. There was hardly any lightsaber action.
The battle with Rey and Kylo is fan-fucking-tastic, fighting those red things.
Yeah, but there wasn't much of it. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so Luke turns up. He's not actually there. He does a Matrix where he bends backwards, and then Kylo goes to swipe him, and he's not actually there. He's meditating on the little island.
The clues were there.
Yeah, because he looked different.
He looked different, and also it showed every time Kylo moved his feet, red would appear. Whereas every time Luke moved his feet, there was no red. And when I saw that, I was like, ooh, hold on.
Yeah,
what's going on?
I didn't pick that up. And then Luke's death, he did what?
We don't know he's dead.
Well,
he's gone.
He did what Yoda did.
I think
it could be dead. He could come back as a ghost.
Yeah, he'll come back as a Force ghost, definitely.
Force
but
ghost.
Again, I didn't know what was happening when that happened. I was like, what? He's just died? What the fuck?
I quite liked that though. Obviously, in the way that I thought Leia was the one that was going to be dying in this film. I didn't think Luke would die.
No,
and then it's the other way round. Now, how they get away with Leia being in that film if nothing's been recorded, I don't know.
Do you think he died because it took a lot of energy for him to do that?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's because peace? He's found a peace with the Force and let himself be one with it.
Leia said he's gone with peace and purpose. So
yeah. Speaking of Force ghosts, Yoda.
Okay, let's talk about things we liked.
Yoda.
Because I loved that. That was probably my favourite part. I saw the back of his head and I was like, dude, it's fucking Yoda. I was so happy about that. And he was done brilliantly.
It was like the puppet.
It was a mixture of CGI and practical, and it looks great. He was great. Absolutely amazing.
Page turners, he's on us.
Yeah, it's so funny, yeah. Read them, have you? It's like you with my comics.
One person who was definitely missing for me in this was Han.
Yeah.
There was a big Han Solo-shaped hole in the film. I
thought
the first one without him.
One of the reasons why I didn't like it as much.
Because I obviously see what they're trying to do to a certain extent by maybe getting a Poe or Finn to be the kind of Han character, but it just did not quite.
Which
there,
Finn very much was trying to be.
Yeah.
With the way he was carrying himself, even and sort of actually
even some of the stuff he wears to a certain extent.
Let's talk about Finn for a minute. That scene was quite funny where Rose discovered him, trying to escape.
Yeah,
I really liked that.
And then there'd be pause and he was like, may the Force be with you. That was quite funny.
I think in The Force Awakens I definitely said that I liked the characters. I wasn't necessarily in love with the characters, whereas I think I quite started to like them a lot more now, Finn and Poe.
Yeah, I like
from
Poe
this film.
Well. Yeah.
So I think that strengthened that, which is really good. I thought Finn was great. I thought he was one of the best things in the film, to be honest.
So yeah, you said you really liked Finn.
Mm.
You really liked Finn in this.
I thought like the comedy was really good.
But did you not think that the entire Finn storyline was completely pointless?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Well,
but
in the end it was, because obviously it didn't work out, but I really enjoyed
Oh, I
watching
hated it. It just
And that
dragged the
set up
film.
the whole thing of like, you know, they thought they were doing something great that would help, but they actually didn't in the end. And then
this is one of the problems I had with it. Right, there were a lot of moving parts. There was a lot going on, and I don't think that it gelled well together. In The Force Awakens, you have the main protagonist. It's sort of the hero's journey following Rey on this story. In this film, there was no one person you were following the most. It was all quite equal screen time, and it felt more like a really, really good TV show than a movie, than a Star Wars movie. And yeah, like, you know, like JB said, like that part just seemed a bit unnecessary. You know, you got the new character shoehorned in there with Rose, which, you know, she was fine.
Rose was a good character. It was just a really bad story.
I really liked that stuff.
I felt like that should have been a comic. It felt like either they should have gone away, and then all you know is that you hear them say, "We're coming back. We've got a guy. It's not the guy," and then you find that out that entire story in another comic. Or I even thought that they should have sent because when they say, "Well, there's only I can only think of one person to send," and they look, I thought they were going to send C-3PO, and it was like, "Oh, it's a droid story." And they didn't send the droids. They didn't send BB-8 and C-3PO. They sent them. And they land in Las Vegas, but with aliens, which wasn't really imaginative at all. I felt like that took me out of it. That didn't feel like Star Wars. They had like greyhounds, just large greyhounds with bat ears, and I didn't like all that. And at the end of it, what happens? They return with an annoying character who turns their back on them, and then
Phasma gets mistreated again.
Yeah, Phasma got totally
I
mistreated.
Really looking forward to seeing more of her in this film. Because I was like, oh, she got a bit mistreated in The Force Awakens. Well, she gets even more so here. She gets killed off in 5 minutes.
If you've only watched the films, your opinion of Phasma is she looks cool, but so far she's just been captured once and put in a trash compactor.
Yeah.
And then
in the comics, she's a badass.
Like,
I wish they'd do that with her, what they did in the comics, because they really fleshed it out. I mean, I know they can't.
So the director, Rian Johnson, do you not feel that he kind of forced in his
no pun intended
there, his own opinions on stuff? So like I felt like Chewie saw maybe I should be a vegetarian because he didn't want to eat those birds. Then you have
I didn't think it was necessarily that he wanted to I just thought it was like he was going to have his dinner and then he saw one of them. It wasn't like
he saw loads of them.
He felt bad and
he just didn't want to eat that.
And then
cute little thing that's going to sell loads of fucking toys.
There were some really, really funny parts in it, like when he's like, reach out, and then he does the grabs.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, I can feel it, and he's like, that's the Force.
I really enjoyed the comedy in this.
Like that was really did. Yeah, there's some really funny moments, like the opening scene with General Hux, and it's like, I'm holding for General Hux. I have a message about his mother. And all that. He's like, but no, I mean, honestly, I can't think of like a favourite. Moment, like
you just said before Yoda.
Yeah, apart from that, but that honestly was just like a character turning up. Like
I thought there was loads. I thought
in The Force Awakens,
death I thought was really good. The battle at the first bit, I really enjoyed.
Kylo and Rey's battle. I can see myself watching it on YouTube. Just googling that to kill a few minutes because I thought that was really well executed. And really had no idea what was going to happen and the implications and what was going to who was going to survive and if they were going to be friends at the end or are they going to turn from each other. Honestly,
I reckon those two might be an item in the future.
See, that's the thing. It's so messed up. I love that.
I think that was weird when weird topless Kylo Ren turned up. Like she was like, "Can't you put a cowl on or something?"
And he's there going.
No, I mean honestly, it was just about the visuals for me. I thought it looked great.
Oh, it is. It's a gorgeous film. It's a really gorgeous looking film. Every angle, every shot. That cinematographer needs a pat on the back and a raise. He was brilliant. And the music. Oh,
Well, you're
I
always
felt the
going to
music-
get the score.
No, that was one thing that lacked from The Force Awakens.
Oh,
for me. I
no.
thought
The Force Awakens score was amazing.
No,
Ray's theme, you get
it was
Ray's
two in the
theme.
background. This was part of the film. This was integral. Oh, I was being carried by music in this. It was absolutely gorgeous. The Force Awakens, it was very much in the background for me.
I listen to the Force Awakens score all the time. I love it.
And that's why you have no friends. But I get what
It
you
is
mean.
bizarre, like, to be fair, how we seem to be, like, opposite.
I know.
Every time I like something, I think, Chris will like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought this was a guarantee.
Honestly, man.
This is Gaz's lock of the week. So go on.
I don't, being the huge Star Wars fan that I am, I don't want to be blinded by that. I don't want to give it a high score because it's Star Wars. I'm going to be honest with myself. I didn't really like it that much. I liked parts about it a lot. So I'm going to give it a very high 7 out of 10.
So that's not bad.
7.
High, okay.
I mean a low 7.
Low, I was going to say...
No, I mean it's high be giving it a 7. Do you know what I mean?
7?
7.
I'd give it an 8.
Okay.
I'm not quite going to the dizzy heights of 9 because I think, as much as I think I've given Jedi a 9, I don't think it's quite as good as the originals, but it is the closest.
You liked it better than The Force Awakens.
So I think, I think I gave Force Awakens a 7, and I think justifiably I much preferred this one, so I'm giving it an 8.
This is hard, because I think I gave Force Awakens a 9. I'd have to give it an 8 because I still think I prefer Force Awakens, but I still had tons of fun on it, and it was so much for so many reasons that I've said: the music, the cinematography, the story, and the thing that honestly only knocks it down is how long it is, and that stupid little thing in the second act where Finn and Rose go off on their own little adventure. If you just got rid of that I would think I would actually be on the verge of 9s, maybe 10s, if they got just edited it a bit better. But what did you guys all think about it? Don't forget to leave your opinions in the comments below. I think this is about it for 2017 for us.
Yeah, we'll see you in the nerdies.
The nerdies next year. Have a lovely Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you decide to celebrate. And more importantly, have a great New Year. From all of us at Talk Nerdy, keep talking nerdy.
See ya.
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars.